I guess I'll sit.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to our Potomac Beads Best Bead Box March unboxing. This month's box is Temporal Transitions. So we're getting from that, where we are here in Maryland, we're going from that cooler weather, a lot of snow on the ground for us, to something a little bit more temperate. The other day it was about 60 degrees. So that was that was a welcome little respite there. And then the next day, that day I was wearing flip flops, and the next day I actually started walking out of my house with flip flops, and I turned around really quickly and grabbed my Uggs. So temporal transitions, hopefully getting you. Yes, Jenny?
I was going to say, do you want to go to the other one to make sure that there are people there? Oh, okay.
Ah, there we go. Hello, everybody. Nice to see that everybody is there and everybody can hear us.
Yeah.
It's usually the first. Oh, turn your head so you can see those earrings. So we actually had a little discussion if I should wear these or not. You will just have to wait till next month. Hint, hint. If you like these earrings that I'm wearing. So
She wants to see them though. Turn your head.
Turn my head. Yeah. You're gonna have to wait till next month. It's all about this month today. I just wanted to tease you a little bit, and they were close. So, like I said, we are going to be talking about the temporal transitions here, and doing, I think, a color combo that a lot of people like. We're getting into the blues and the jades and the teals. So let's get to it, shall we? Not keep the people waiting. So let's make sure I got this set up correctly. Good. That's the view I wanted. Yeah. Okay. Only Jenny, we need to see a little bit more your head.
Oh.
You're
Well, if I
and a little bit more my head too.
If I stand up, it might be too much. Hover.
Okay. Now I'm just pulling on the wrong thing. So that's okay. We're gonna do this so that I'm not making it worse than it is. Temporal transition. So this is like Potomac Beads poetry hour here. I haven't practiced this, so let's see how well I do. Time passes, seasons change, and Jenny, you need to be. Time passes, seasons change, and the neutral tones of winter give way to the budding colors of spring. The temporal transitions box uses earth tone colors with bright reflections and shine to make innovative designs that highlight everything you love about our ever-changing world. So some of you out there are probably gonna put this in a frame. So that was worded so nicely. If anybody does have all of these framed, I'd be very impressed. Jenny does. Jenny does not. Okay, so let's get to our first project. So talking about temporal transitions here, we have the Dragonfly pendant necklace. Okay, not to be confused with this pendant that we did a little while ago. It was a Marissa tutorial. I know it kind of sounds the same. Let's just get that out of the way. So what I did on this was we chose a focal bead here. So as it gets warmer out, right, we're going to be seeing more of those pretty bugs. Some of them are pretty, honestly, some of them are really pretty. So we're going to start seeing that. Our gardens are going to start coming, blooming and poking up through the ground. So we've got something light and easy here. It's wire working, so it's a departure from the typical bead weaving that we do, which we really like to add in there now and then. So we get you using some different tools, using those different finger muscles. Dragonfly pendant necklace here. We have the focal bead. And do you want to start pulling some things out here?
Should we look at the comments or?
Yeah, let me move. Sorry. Yeah, I have to go back and forth. So if I don't respond to comments quickly, it's because I have to go back and forth.
Too many things.
Too many things. Try to make it all work though. And also Jade will be commenting too. So if you see Potomac Beads commenting, that's Jade. So say hi to Jade. And if she doesn't get to you, just write your comment again in all caps. Just let her know to pay attention. There's so many comments. Sometimes it's hard for somebody moderating to know exactly where to focus.
Yeah.
So Dragonfly pendant necklace here, like I said, this is chain. So it's chain with, you can do chain link where you add the bead into the chain itself. But here we just did it in like a charm fashion where you have them just hanging down. And it's a really great technique, even if you do primarily bead weaving. Sometimes you like to do bead weaving, and then at the end of a project, of a necklace, you want to do a little chain link. So you can do an extender chain, or you just want to add a little charm on a bracelet that you did. Always a really good technique to get really proficient at. So what do we have?
Dragonflies.
Dragonflies. So I gave you 3 dragonflies here. So of course that means one for a pendant, or sorry, yeah, one for your pendant and your tassel. And then a couple other ones that you can do for earrings if you want to do earrings to match. That's always how I think about it. You always want something to match if you want to do multiple pieces of jewelry. And then you've got some bicones.
I like these.
And these are this lovely color. Let me see if I can, let me make our head smaller here. Let me make our head smaller here because we don't need to be, yeah, let's do this. Because we're going to have to fit a lot more of these beads in here. This looks a little bit better. These are, what colors does it say there?
It doesn't say on the pack. I forget.
Oh, I think this is the blue flare. I think this is the crystal blue flare. It's got a beautiful grayish, bluish color with a little flecks of almost like a pink or a peach in there. So I played with that, and one of the seed beads that we're using, you'll see here in a minute, is picking up on that. We also have some, sure, pull that guy out. So we made a departure here from the blues and greens, and we pulled this color here, which is, what is this color, Jenny?
Translucent jasmine. Is it a Ceylon color?
No, it's one of the new translucent colors. These translucent colors are really pretty because they're transparent, but they have they're like opalescent sort of. So they're translucent, halfway between an opaque and a transparent. I chose this color because it picks up the travertine that you'll find inside of that dragonfly, and the blue flare, I think it's blue flare. I may be corrected on that. But if you look at it closely, it almost has like a labradorite look to it, where if you look at labradorite, which is actually the ring that I'm wearing now, you get flashes of a lot of different colors, including those undertones of something that's a little bit more peachy or pink. So it's nice to have that added in there just as a little different color. So then we also have the Potomac Crystal Teardrops in a 6x8. So drops, yeah. And with drops, you have to remember that they can be drilled. The holes can actually be aligned one of 2 ways. So you can have a drop like this one, where, do I have a, I have a head pin. Do I have a head pin? That was the stupidest question I could have asked right now. The whole project is made of head pins. So,
where my head pins at?
Yeah, right, folks, if you can't laugh at yourself. So the way that a drop, you have to make sure that when you're picking out a drop for a project, you're picking the drop that you need. You want the hole in the piece in the bead to run the right way. So you can see just by picking it up with a stick of wire or a head pin that the hole goes from top to bottom lengthwise. You can for this project do something where you have a hole drilled at the top, but then you're just using the wire in a different way. You're twisting it. It's a different technique. So just you would have to follow slightly different directions for that. But you could get the same effect. This, however, is a much easier way to do it by just stacking them on head pins. So as we already went over, you get head pins and the chain.
Amazing card of chain.
Yeah, so this chain is great. It's a pretty multi-purpose chain. You can use it for earrings, necklace, bracelet. It's not too thin or too thick. It's a pretty good overall. If you just need to grab a chain for something, I would say it's pretty standard. So
Yeah,
it's
I
a
love
good
curb chain like that.
Yeah, so it's a pretty good one to start out with if you're not really familiar with chain and you're just getting started. It's also great to use for something like this where you're just doing little pieces that you're just cutting and dangling down from something. You could take the same idea and then just make it all a little bit smaller for a pair of earrings.
That's cute.
Or not make it smaller. just keep
as
it that size. Yeah, so you could do, since you've got the 3 here, you can do 1 for your necklace, and then you can do 2 similarly for earrings and just have a lot of cascading jewels.
Yeah.
So that is the Dragonfly pendant necklace here. And if we open this here, you can see lovely, lovely diagrams. We walk you through how to do this. So if you've never done any wire working before, we've got lovely diagrams here, as well as there is a link. It's actually a QR code. So you're just going to use the, what's the word?
Cell phone.
Cell phone. The camera. The camera on your cell phone. And just hover over that, and it'll scan it and take you right there. And if it doesn't, Google that and you will find out how to make your phone do that. Of course, you can also type in the link below if you want to do it the old-fashioned way.
Both are new-fashioned.
the old-fashioned, new-fashioned way. So that, yeah, I really had a fun time making this project. It's very,
so pretty.
Yeah, and it's very open-ended too. You don't have to follow exactly what I did. I give you instructions on how to execute it, but then you can make it your own with really varying things up. There's also a lot of items in the box that you can use for this.
I was just about to say that because I put them in order from the insert, and I was like, oh my goodness, this one would be perfect with it. Which is the first of your stash beads.
So the first of our stash beads here are some pearls. So we have this new line of Potomac pearls. We tested a number of different grades that we got from a number of different sources. And Allie and I really put these pearls through the ringer. We peeled them and we poked them with needles, and we did everything short of running over them with our car. Although now I might do that. I might. Maybe that'll be like our new tagline. Potomac beads. Beads that will sustain a car. I don't know that that's a great selling point. Okay. But we do have this new line of Potomac pearls. They're glass pearls, and they're just a really lovely substitution to natural pearls. The colors are consistent, and so they have this really nice consistent shine, consistent color and sizing and all of that. So in every box that we've been doing recently, I've been including a color of these. Currently we carry the 4 and the 6 millimeter. We are going to be expanding the colors of those. So we have right now a lot of neutrals and some blues, some things that we wanted to start the collection off with, but we're going to start getting some reds, pinks, greens, purples, you know, all the colors. We're going to get all the colors, just getting those in batches here. So what else do we have next?
Oh, I love these multi-gemstone round 6 millimeter beads.
While you get those out, let's remind everybody too, we are doing, like we did last month, we have a nice little collection to give away. So I'm just going to show you pretty quickly. I have a nice little collection here to give away. And what we've been doing every month is one person who comments during the live will get this free little collection of hand-picked beads, and there's some needles in there.
They're fun to pick too.
They are, yeah, they're fun to pick. And it's a nice cohesive collection of things that you can use together. The colors look nice together. So one person will be eligible for that, and actually Jade, our moderator, will pick that person at about 1:40. we're going to have to cut out around 1:45 today. So around 1:40, we're going to pick that person. And then we have a second person who is also going to be eligible for that same collection. But that person we're going to pick on Monday after the weekend. So comment over the weekend and you will also get a chance to get that collection.
Pretty gems.
Pretty gems. Yes. The blues, grays, neutrals. This is a very calming sort of seaside vibe.
Especially with these next ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So then we also wanted to add in here some more natural goodness. We have a collection here of the different, this is called we call it multi-stone. The stone itself is not multi, it's just a variety of stones all in one strand. So you're getting about 8 inches.
Looks like
8 inch strand, yeah. I usually give you, just FYI, I usually try to put in the boxes about half the quantity that we would sell retail. So it just makes it a lot easier for me and for you to know about what you're getting. There are, of course, some exclusions or exceptions to that. But generally, you're getting about half the quantity that we would normally sell retail. Yeah, that's some little collection there.
There's some tulips. 2 whole bells.
And 2 whole bells.
Look like tulips.
Little 2 whole bells. We have what's the tutorial that we have with these? We did this on Edelweiss, yeah. So the Edelweiss, we did a bracelet with this where it was on leather. And it was a piece that was a bead weaving piece that then, instead of putting clasp on the bead weaving section of it, I glued it to leather. I'm not always a big fan of gluing things, but I think it worked.
Yeah, I've made a couple of them. I love them.
Yeah, it was really cute and it was really popular when we first put that video out. So you can check out the Edelweiss bracelet and that'll give you an idea for what to do with these. I also wanted to include these because it looks nice with all of these other colors here. You can do a simple little pair of dangled earrings with something coming out of each hole of the tulip here. I want something dark to show them against because they're so pretty. I think I see it over there.
Oh, here?
Yeah. My handy little
I was thinking
black
about
fabric.
Putting one with these gemstones.
Ooh, very nice. So here's my handy little black section. So you can see this really makes the outline, really makes the shape of these pop. You can see how adorable these are. And these fit together nicely. We have some other designs with them, of course. But you have enough here that you can make some really beautiful shapes. And you'll have enough to make a necklace or a bracelet. Do something like this. You can even make a really cute pair of...
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we'll just put a little seed bead in the center.
This big turquoise piece.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cute from up down, but
that's cute. Yeah. Yeah, cute little pair of earrings. Not maybe so little a pair of earrings.
Yeah. It's really sticking up.
but a cute something. Sure, yeah. I'm gonna take a quick break and just look at the comments here. Should fit over the head. Oh yeah, so if you're wondering about why we didn't talk about a clasp on the necklace, there is no clasp. So in the directions, we tell you to cut the length of chain on the first thing you're gonna do is cut the length of chain to a length that will go over your head. And then all the extra chain is what you're gonna use to make the dangles, to make the little tassel at the bottom. So you want to make sure you get that important step out of the way first so you don't cut pieces of chain for your tassel and then
not
realize now you're short on chain. Yeah. Good idea for the tulip. Thank you. My favorite bracelet is the Edelweiss. Yeah, one of my favorite little beads. There's just so much you can do with that. So, okay, what else do you have, Jenny?
Mayuki cubes, 3mm cubes.
Yeah. So Mayuki cubes. Here, I can move this off.
My head's right there.
Yeah.
So I'll put it up here.
So the Mayuki cubes, we did this in the Jet AB because the Jet AB gives you all the colors that you see everywhere else here. It has, with this AB finish, it really looks like a dark metallic blue. So you get the taupes and you get the dark navy blue and you get like a green iris, you get raspberry colors. It's pulling all these colors from your natural gemstones as well as the colors from the crystals here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it gives you different shapes. We're so used to dealing with or using rounds and bicones. These are very usable, handy shapes that you find a lot. Cubes sometimes you don't use as much, but they work really well for designs that are meant to fit tightly together. And we got here some blue.
3mm. It says football round.
That's just the plain round, yeah. So we have this blue color. So if you want to switch out something here or add more of the blue to it, all these colors here, yeah, very nice working together. Let's take this little guy away. These colors look really nice. The blue and the champagne look really nice together. So again, just giving you more of that palette, giving you some different shapes and sizes in that color palette to work together.
There's a round duo mini. Does that say antique chrome?
Yeah,
Jet antique chrome. I should put these.
So
here.
So with the Jet antique chrome here, so with the Jet antique chrome here, you have that round shape that we're used to working with. Yep.
There we go.
There goes Jenny, sit down. So you have this round shape that we're used to working with, but with the round duos, and this is the mini version, but with the round duo, you get 2 holes. So it gives you some more possibilities for bead weaving. And I love this texture. This color with the jet chrome gives you a nice speckling texture, gives you an antique look. These look really nice with your gemstones, looks great with the blues. So again, just something that will flow into use with anything else that you have here in your palette.
Some metal spacers.
Metal spacers.
Well, you get a whole bunch of these.
Ooh. Yeah, so we included these before too in another box in a different color.
Rose, I think.
The rose gold, yeah. And these are just tiny little metal spacers. Let me get them on a head pin here.
Or on your black.
Or on my black, yeah. Let me do that. So you can see the difference in the different shapes that you have here. If you like doing stringing, then this is a good box because you've got some different shapes here. We've got rounds, we've got this little metal spacer here that fits right in between and gives your design it elevates it just a little bit. So it gives you that bit of metal. Plain stringing, it'll look wonderful. Or of course, you can incorporate it into bead weaving or bead embroidery. But they're tiny little spacers. If you're used to using daisy spacers, and if you're someone like me who for a while when we did stringing, I would put a daisy spacer between every bead. If you were me, or if you are who I was at that time, these are perfect for you. They're also great if you have a bead that is a little too big for your head pin, where the hole of the bead is just a little too big. You can add a tiny little spacer at the bottom, and it's hardly noticeable, but it prevents that bead from falling off. So here you're going to be able to see it really well with this.
And it adds a cute touch.
Yeah, exactly. So it just adds that cute little touch there, finishes it, makes it look a little bit more professional or more like fine jewelry.
And then we've got some ball socket clasps, also right behind my head.
So ball socket clasps are really interesting because they are just like a ball socket. So it's going to be harder because they don't have anything on either side here. But you put the ball in the socket and you hear it snap and there's your clasp. And then you just take it out. So it's actually a very, very easy clasp to use.
Maybe not for a bracelet though.
Maybe not for bracelet?
If you do it yourself. Have you successfully used one on a bracelet?
I don't have problems with them.
Oh, never mind. This one's a lot easier than the one I've tried a long time ago.
Here we are just opening and closing both sides clasps. But it's a really neat design, and I love the roundness of it, just the circular look to it. Makes everything look nice and tight at the end there. And you could add a little charm or something.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, and they're secure too, which is really good. Yeah, so nice little something different that maybe we're not used to seeing all the time. We're always using lobsters or toggle clasps.
Is this in all the boxes?
It sure is. It sure is.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is a beading awl. So for those of you who do not know what a beading awl is, and I don't imagine that's many of you, but for those of you who don't know what a beading awl is, it's just got a nice little narrow tip to it that's sharp. And if you have a bead that has a little blockage to it, you can go in there and you can just try to get that blockage out. Now, it's not a reamer, so it's not going to be, it's not going to have any file tip to it, so you're not going to be reaming it and filing it out, but you can use it to poke out a blockage. You can also use it for knotting, which is what we show here on the back of the card here. And we actually give you instructions too for how to do pearl knotting. So this is a smooth tool with a thin tip, perfect for making knots, or if you have just a little bit of something, maybe a little bit of material that this was strung on originally, you can just kind of use that to push it out. But definitely take a look at some of our knotting videos. This is going to come in handy. And I think once you learn how to do knotting, if you haven't done it before, you're going to say, why didn't I do this earlier? Yeah. It gives you such a nice, it gives you a lovely look, a very classic look, just like pearls. You always see those beautiful pearls that are knotted, and it'll help you achieve that look, as well as give you a piece of jewelry that has a lot of fluidity in its movement, so it's not very stiff.
I did a knotting technique for my niece because my sister-in-law was afraid of the baby eating the beads. So I knotted the pearls, so then even if she breaks it, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's another really good point. The one reason to put little knots in between something valuable like pearls or anything else that you don't want to lose is because if something breaks in one location, everything else is knotted together.
Still
secure. Yeah. So you can try that knotting with some of these gray pearls that we provided for you, or some of these gemstones here. So check it out. You will find that it is a very useful tool, and hopefully you will enjoy trying out some knotting.
You could use, if you don't want to use the chain for this necklace, you could grab yourself some cording and knot that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next is this.
So that is for the best box. So for the best box, you're getting everything here, and then for the XL, if you get the XL, you're getting everything here, plus what we're going to show you next. I will take a little time out I'm going to take a little commercial break and remind you that we have this fabulous little box of goodies. It's a bag of goodies. We used to give out a box, but then we realized people are probably already getting the box, so let's give them some other stuff. We have some gemstones and tassels in here. We have some 4mm rounds. We have some 2-hole lentils. We have needles, which everybody could use. I don't care who you are, you could always use needles. Polishing cloth. We also have some fun spacers. We have some dragonfly beads in a different color, so you can try this necklace out using a different color. And then we have some finished necklaces here for you, just box cords. So if you wanted to make some pendants, you already have something to hang those on. So a great...
Should we look at the comments?
Yeah, let's look at the comments. Is that carnelian in the bag? No, this is actually goldstone. So you have some goldstone in the bag, which you can also use. You can knot some goldstone. 6 millimeter, same size as the stones that we have out here. So you can incorporate what you've already received in the box with the gold stone that we're sending you. Great selection of goodies. Thank you. Yeah, and we've got some little green tassels here that will also mix in with what you have here. So just a good little variety of things that will be very beneficial to your stash. Oh, and I forgot this little guy's hanging out. And there's some cute little seashell charms in there. Real seashells. So if you live by the beach, this would be a great time for you to get something like this. So remember, you win by commenting, and Jade randomly selects you. So suck up to Jade in the comments. Tell Jade how lovely, how good of a job she's doing at moderating. Okay, so that was my little commercial break. So now moving on to the XL. So everything we just did was the best box. XL now, you get your second little kit.
I love this bracelet.
Yeah, this we're calling the Sequoia bracelet. And this has a really nice, fun fluidity to it. And you have a lot of options here to make it, just to kind of change it up a bit. So basically what we did, and let me get the pattern here for you so you can see. What we did here is we started, let me push this stuff out of the way a little bit. Everybody who is a little OCD is screaming right now. What we did though in this particular bracelet is we started with these diamonds and the end pieces here, which are brick stitch. I don't know if many of you remember, but I was on a live with Allie a while ago and she was walking me through a brick stitch, which I had done, but I wasn't really proficient at. I just didn't do it a whole lot. And then I had like 20 brick stitch designs. Then I was like, everything I did was brick stitch. So this was one of those. And it's a very simple introduction to brick stitch. You're making these components, and then as you make them, and you've got them set aside, you're now going to connect them. And so that is essentially what the technique is here, building brick stitch components and then connecting them. I showed you the way that I connected them and gave you my counts. You can change it up, you can change the striping, you can do it completely different, but it looks, but it's just a really fun design, and it gives you kind of like a ribbony feel to it. So it's very light to wear. So for this,
you could put in some of your little crystals if you wanted it to sparkle too.
Yeah, and you could do lots of different things to change this up a little bit. You can even try playing around with using some of the cubes that we gave you, and same concept, just make the brick stitch diamonds or any kind of brick stitch component in a certain shape. Just make sure you repeat that and then connect them.
And so I thought I would get the lobster out first, because you get the pack of 2 that Anna puts together. And if you did want to use
that I pay someone else to put together.
But you geniusly put 2 in a pack for everybody so they can get the color they want.
That I make my husband put together. No, that's not true. My husband doesn't put them together.
If you want to use one of the lobsters, you have it for your dragonfly necklace.
Yeah, so that is, it's actually a really good point. What I've done is I've had our factory put together for us a complete kit of the silver and the gold lobsters, so that you can be the decision maker. I don't have to tell you if you like gold or silver. And then if you want to use the other lobster clasp, you have it for your pendant necklace if you choose to do so. If you choose to accept that mission, that is. No, so let's look at some of the seed beads that we included.
Here's the brick stitch beads.
Yeah, so we went with something, again, kind of neutral, and that would play into what you're getting in the first, in your first group of stash beads. We have this very, I don't want to say ubiquitous, but you just kind of use it for everything. It's this like silverline root beer color or silverline dark topaz. So it's got a nice warmth to it. It would look really nice in between these gemstones. So if you wanted to do something with your gemstones, you wanted to have the look of the knotting the gemstones, but you didn't really want to do the knotting, just one of these little seed beads in between each one of these larger gemstones, and you would just get the look of a little knotted bracelet. And then we have a variety of 11-ohs.
I love these too.
Yeah, so this is a pretty little collection. Now, I've gone with like from light to dark. You can, of course, change it up however you want to. One reason why I like doing the colors the way that I did is it kind of gives you this feeling of like light to dark. It gives it this depth. Yeah. Like it's billowing out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what the word is there, but
dimension.
It gives it a dimension to it. Yeah. So you can see in here where it pulls in tight and then it goes out and it gets lighter, almost like a balloon blowing up. And so you see like where it gets thinner and it's lighter. So it just kind of gives you that optical illusion, which is what I thought was kind of so fun about it. So yeah, if you do this a second time, pick some colors that you want to use to create your own optical illusion. What a lot of people do in the fashion industry.
Do you want some stash beads?
Yeah, let's go for stash beads.
Check.
And in 2 minutes, keeping us on track here, in 2 minutes, Jade is going to be selecting the lucky winner of our first stash. And you can see the stash is going to go really well with all the other beads here that we're pulling out.
White champagne luster check glass 3mm rounds.
Yeah, so some little 3mm rounds. Want to get some larger things, some smaller things. These are just something that's really handy to have around.
For all the things.
For all the things, yeah. I also really love these colors together. So this is that transparent, let me get this because you can't really see this very well. But if you're looking for a very light and airy, dainty bracelet, use some of these little rounds, grab some of your translucent seed beads, and then if you want to add, where did I see these? Add some of these little tulips in there. It's off the...
I'm trying to get my head down.
It's off the thing. You can make yourself a very lovely, very neutral kind of looking bracelet out of something like that.
Pretty.
So yeah.
And you get these shimmy. You get these great caps. You get 4, but I just lost one on the floor.
That's
so
okay.
Here's 3.
Now, these are great for a number of different things. You can use these as ends on kumihimo or on any kind of spiral stitch, any kind of rope stitch. You're just going to make sure that you check your diameter, or what you can do is just graduate it so that at the end you bring your piece into this diameter. Little glue.
Good idea.
And then you can finish it off with whatever clasp you want. Or you can do the opposite sort of thing where you bring this to the front and use it to attach something like a pendant of some sort. Let's say, am I even on the screen anymore? So this can actually be the center. You can take ribbon, you can do something that you've done in a spiral rope stitch. Yeah, and just use this as your end caps to connect to your centerpiece.
And so you can also, you get a bunch of lobsters, so that could be in there too.
You are flush with lobsters.
Yeah. So now the Dragonfly is also where you clasp it.
Yeah, so you're going to be flushed with lobsters in this. And one reason why I wanted you to have some more lobsters too was because with getting the 4 caps, one thing that you can do with these is you can make like key fobs, or you can do something where you're using this kind of like as a charm. What you do with then is, let's say you make a charm, you take some leather or something and you turn that into a tassel. This is your cap for your tassel. And then once you attach the lobster clasp, then you have an interchangeable charm on a necklace or a bracelet, or you have something to put on your key ring. So Yeah, lots
I'm
of fun
thinking,
little ideas.
or like a lanyard for
Yeah.
work in school, or wear
Yep.
a badge.
Yeah. Yeah. So lots of fun things here that you can mix and match and use together. Have we come to the end?
Yeah.
Oh, one more
And
thing.
oh,
Did we pick the
I don't know
winner?
if she did or not. Yep.
Yay! Okay. Today's winner is Genesee Hale. You know who you are. Please email hello@potomacbeads.com with the subject line live unboxing giveaway winner. If you don't do that, they may miss you in the email. So, so congratulations. Make sure you send that email to get your lovely assortment of items that will complement this box. And then get on Facebook and show us what you do with it, because we'd love to see. So as always, if you get the XL box, the last but not least, you get one free pattern. This is kind of like this is the point where we just do mic drop. And we topped ourselves yet again.
And everything in this box could be used to make that, like you could use the round items.
Yes. Yeah.
Not
so
everything.
I give this spiel every time, but we try to make the bonus pattern something that is that you're not going to have you're not going to have a hard time finding the materials, or we've already included in the box. It's a technique that we can show you, and then you can kind of make your own and switch some different beads out. So Cellini spiral stitch, it uses a lot of seed beads if you're using straight seed beads. So dig into those stashes and see what beads you have laying around that you have a bunch of. Or you can also use some of the lovely things that we've included for you today.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, is that it for us?
Yep.
I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging around with us here, watching us unbox this. So much more fun to do unboxing in front of people than my cats at home. When I do the live unboxings for my cats, just everything's all over the floor. And no, I do not actually do that. That was a joke.
About to ask too.
I would hate for anybody to think I actually practice this. And yeah, I'm pretty sure people realize that we don't practice this. Thank you guys again. Congratulations to the winner of our little extra kit here. And remember, you will have another chance, so share this video and keep commenting over the weekend. We will pick another winner on Monday, so Jade will be looking out for a lucky winner on Monday, and she'll be contacting you and giving you the same information so you can claim your prize. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Good job, Anna.